Okay, we're in the shop tonight doing a little work, extra credit as I call it. My day job as a mechanic just is not hard enough. I have to stay late and work on personal vehicles that are unique and oddball and arcane, like this car, which is actually a van that I'm working on. Let me give you a little background on it. Metro, Asia. Can you figure out what it is? You know, I thought I knew a lot about different makes and models of cars, and when I bought this car off Craigslist, it was pretty cheap, the fella selling it said it was a 96 Daihatsu Hijet. And I thought, oh, that's probably what it is. Here in America, this is a very, very rare van. In other parts of the world, it is much more common, and for those of you watching in other parts of the world, you're probably saying, why is this guy taking a video of this little van? They're all over the place. So again, give you a little prelude. There's another identification mark on it, Microvan 7. It really is not an Asia. It is not a Metro Microvan, whatever it's on there. It's not a Daihatsu. It's not a Hijet. It's a Kia. It's called a Towner. And it took me a while to figure that out. I actually had some help. And the reason I know that is that parts for this van are extremely rare and hard to find, especially here in the United States. This was a municipally owned vehicle. It was owned by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Bonneville Dam, which is on the Columbia River, right 60 miles east of us. And you will notice that it is left-hand drive. So it's 800 cc, not 600 cc, made in South Korea by Kia for municipalities. And I don't know how this one ended up in my hands, but it did. Somehow it must have got auctioned off. It's fairly beat up. No back window. Looks like something hit it. There's some dents, locks missing. I can go around and kind of point things out that, you know, make it rough and tough. But you know what? I just love this thing. It's a little high-top van. These little vans are hot. I'm used to dealing with Subaru 360 vans, which are grandfathered in a two-stroke. This is four-stroke and fairly modern. I have come to believe it's about a 2000 model. That's year 2000. That's leaps ahead, although it is carbureted and still has a manual choke. Get that. But it's 5-speed, disc brakes, power disc brakes, and 800 cc, so it's about 40 horsepower. It has a real frame underneath it, 12-inch tires, you know, modern headlights. It is not crash certified, it has no airbags. Those are all the bad things that I don't want to think about. So I got this van. It was a parts van used to supply or probably support another van. There's some cracks in the doors. All this stuff is rough, you know, torn seats, missing some of the dash. It was missing the starter, missing the alternator, missing the distributor, missing the carburetor. Why would I go through all the trouble on this thing? You know what? It has 2,000 miles. That's right, 2,000 miles from new. It's 3352 kilometers, about 2,000 miles. So it's got really low miles. I've already had the engine apart to verify that, and I can just kind of tell. It's probably had a lot of idle time. It had a, let's put the seat back, a governor, some type of rev limiter or speed governor, I'm not sure, on there. I disconnected that. And the distributor that I got, or came with the car, was missing all the innards. So I can't even tell if it runs yet because I've never had it running. Go over here to my parts department. This is the old distributor that was in this van. I've marked it because I'm going to take it out. I want to make sure that I put it back in the right way. It came just like this. So it's missing the cap, missing the rotor, missing the igniter, missing all the good stuff on the inside to make it fire. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I went down the street to my local junkyard, and they had a Daihatsu Charade, like an 89. Couldn't believe it. 3-cylinder there. And I was going to scab parts off of this one to make this work, but then I found out I can actually buy a brand new distributor with the cap, with the rotor, with the igniter, brand new in the box, came all the way from South Korea today. It took about a month, and it wasn't cheap, but I thought, you know what, it's going to make or break this thing. So I invested in some spark plugs, a new distributor, and I'm going to put those in tonight, time it, see if I can get to fire just on starting fluid, and then I'll get a carburetor for it and an alternator. And my long-term plans is this would make a really good, cool tow van for some of my microcars to shows. It's comfortable, it's powerful, it has dual sliding doors, it has a lot of room, headroom, because it's a high top van. Kind of neat and very unusual here in the United States. I still have to go through with obtaining a title. Haven't really dove into that yet, but I think I can. Possibly not, but we'll see. So that is where we are on this Kia Towner. I've been compiling a list here of all the things that I need for the van. Compression test. All these things are missing. So had the van about 6 months, and I've worked on it every now and then, but I don't know. I like stuff like this, believe it or not. It's my therapy, and if I can get it running, I will be so satisfied, and my therapy session will be complete. Thanks for following along and trying to follow along the story with this little van. We'll see what becomes of it.